This moment we see here in Exodus is foreshadowing and anticipating the full shame and sacrifice that our God takes on at the cross. There is a real cost to him there in that moment in the Old Testament too. This is shame that belongs to the rebel and the sinner that God himself is taking upon himself and acting upon himself in retribution for them. What was meant for the Israelite wanderers goes to the pre-incarnate Christ, looking forward to the cross. Jesus has been collecting the shame and guilt of man ever since the very first one. So to borrow some modern parlance here, he picks up the tab, so to speak, knowing that he will pay the bill in full at the cross. These people in Exodus were chronologically so far away from the cross, and yet its effects are so real and present to them. The cross and its salvation ripples backwards through time to reach them and call them to trust in what Jesus is doing and what he's promising. So here we are, hundreds and hundreds of years, chronologically separated from the cross. Do you think maybe that the cross is present and real for you too? That the merits of Christ and his perfect obedience and the tree of his bloody sacrifice don't ripple forwards through time to meet you here and now? They do. So to understand where you are in the story, we now can see where the Israelites were, where the cross was. But for you here now, understand you in the story are a rebel. And so he has come to you now to give you peace and life at his expense. Jesus comes to you here now, not in rock and staff, but in bread and wine, in water and in word. So what was prefigured for them back in Exodus is brought forward to your eyes now, truly. Simeon would have understood this perfectly. I have seen the Lord's salvation. I have beheld him with my own eyes. I hold him now in my hands. Salvation is not just a thing that happens. It is a capital S. I hold salvation in my hands. Jesus has come to fulfill all of this, to act this out in his earthly life, and it has present effects for you right now today.